It's the MOPOWERZ, and we are BACKAGAIN on another fantastic super day here in Springfield, Massachusetts at the Basketball Hall of Fame. And if this is your first time watching the MOPOWERZ, I ask that you share the information with relatives, friends, co-workers, anyone that you come into contact with. It is a magnificent way to jumpstart your conversation. Now, before we go in, I'm going to tell you some things. They have a whole row. Imagine yourself going to a wedding, and on each side you have a pew. Well, they have a pew of rows of basketballs with names on them that I'll get to when I come out of this place. But we are going to go in the Basketball Hall of Fame. I've never been here, and if you have never been here, well, at least you get to see what's inside. We're going to explore this right now. Don't go nowhere. Don't touch that dial. It's the MOPOWERZ, where knowledge is power. We're going inside right now, you all. All right, you all. We are walking into the Basketball Hall of Fame in Springfield, Massachusetts. Not Boston, Massachusetts, but Springfield, Massachusetts. This is what it looks like when you walk in. It's actually in a strip mall. It's crazy. In a strip mall. Basketball Hall of Fame. Who's the first person you see there when you walk through the door? Who's the first person you see in the center? None other than number 23 from Chicago, Michael Jordan. But to your left, who do we have? Steve Nash. Steve Nash from the Phoenix Suns. And they give you all of the information here. These here are trophies. Who do we got? First one is okay. Second person. This is Jerry West. The next one we have none other than Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Next, we'll go over to Karl Malone, Utah Jazz. And then you have none other than the doctor himself, Julius Erving. Basketball Hall of Fame, you all. Springfield, Massachusetts. We'll go over to this wall, which is the Manny Jackson Basketball Human Spirit Award. And the Human Spirit Award emphasizes all that is good and right about our game, and in turn reflects all that is good and right about our players, our coaches, and our leaders. Picture this. Who do you have? You have Candace Parker, Elena Del Don, Skylar Diggins-Smith, but you also have a gal over there. His name is Steph Curry for the Golden State Warriors. 3 chicks and 1 guy. I didn't see him when I initially started, but there he is. And you have all of them. And this is what the wall looks like. We have more players. We have Luka Doncic and Candace Parker. here is the Women's Collegiate Awards. Chicks hoop too. I remember back in the day it was Don Staley. Staley was a monster. But who do we have with statues? Nancy Lieberman. Have no idea. Who's this? Amy Myers. Number 2 is Amy Myers. They have the name behind her. We also have Lisa Leslie. You remember Lisa Leslie, who played for the Lakers? First woman to dunk the basketball. And who you have here? You have Katrina McClain. And you have Cheryl Miller. Cheryl Miller. She's a coach and the sister of the famous Reggie Miller. Wow. Who do you have up here? Behind me, you got Elena Del Don and Giannis. Greek the Freak. Wow, he's in the Hall of Fame. Isn't that something? Now we're gonna come over here to the famous Boston Celtic himself, Mr. Larry Bird. Bird is truly a legend. Coming on over. Huh. We say who? Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I remember I used to use the sky hook all the time to beat my nephews playing basketball. They say, you are OG, that's all you guys, the sky hook? I told them it works. You have Brianna Stewart and Jason Tatum over here. Basketball Hall of Fame. James Harden. We have none other than the Admiral himself, David Robinson. San Antonio Spurs. Him and Tim Duncan carried the team on their back for years.
He's been unbelievable as far as a real easygoing guy.
And then Andrew Toney came. Was it Andrew Toney? What was that guard name, number 8? That was Lisa Longoria's husband. John Stockton, another famous player from the Utah Jazz. I remember him back in the day with Karl Malone and Hornacek and all of those cats. They was battling with the Chicago Bulls and the New York Knicks for a long time. John Stockton. He was only 6'1". I'm almost 6'1". You got Cheryl Swoops. I know y'all remember Cheryl Swoops from the Comets. Back in the day. 3-time WNBA MVP. If you go around the corner, you will have none other than the famous Scottie Pippen. You did? Scottie Pippen, Michael Jordan, Horace Grant, B.J. Armstrong. And who's the coach now for the Golden State Warriors? Steve Kerr. And I can't forget the famous John Paxson. Back over here to the Admiral for a minute, okay? Back over here to the Admiral for a minute. Basketball Hall of Fame, you all. We're gonna go back over here because we got more. We got Nancy Lieberman from the Monarchs.
voice and give the appearance of calm, confident, and this is what we're going to do. This
Two-time trophy winner.
to have somebody
Wade Trophy winner.
who can give that.
Could you imagine? You see how she can shake you? Y'all think she can shake you? Oh! We got none other than Still the Wilt Chamberlain. Wilt the Still Chamberlain. Whew, the legend himself. He was 7-1. Wow. He left us in 99, but look at his record. Wilt the Still, you all. And we got him. Who we got here? Pete who? Pete who? Pete Maravich. Pete Maravich. And he played for Atlanta. Atlanta Hawks. On this side, none other than right there. We already know who he played for. Who do we have next coming up? We have none other than Jerry West himself. Laker man, okay? Jerry West even became a coach for the Lakers. Or was it his son? I think that was his son that became the coach for the Lakers. Sorry about that, you all. The famous Jerry West. Who do we have coming around here? Whew. Number one, of course. Number one, of course. It's not LeBron James. It's Michael Jordan from Chicago. 23. We don't have to say anything about this man. His game speaks for himself. Oh, they got him on the side with none other than Bill Russell from the Boston Celtics. Remember that squad they had? Wow, back in the day. Look at this. What? 11-time NBA champion. Michael Jordan don't even have that. Who? Mitch Richmond. Okay? From the Sacramento Kings. 6-time NBA All-Star. Woo! There he is.
You missed that shot.
There he is.
You missed that play.
You remember you all Chris Webber played with them? They had a good team and everything. They just couldn't make it or pull it off. We're going to go and see Sherrills Miller, brother. Mr. Reggie Miller himself. Indiana Pacers. Jalen Rose. They had a nice squad. Mark Jackson. Yeah. I remember them cats. And they had a couple of more players that was outstanding. What is he? 5-time NBA All-Star. Then you have, who? Elgin Baylor. Old school. I'm telling you, Lakers. Lakers. Elgin Baylor. Dig this here. What it say? What it say? What it say? 10-time All-NBA first team. I'm telling you, we got somebody else on this side that I didn't get. Who do we got here? We have no other than the glove himself, Mr. Gary Payton, you all, from the Seattle Supersonics. Do you remember that, you all? The Seattle Supersonics. They had Definitely Shrimp. They've had, what was that other brother name? He ended up going to the Lakers, and he came from Syracuse. I forgot that brother's name. God, they had a nice team. The glove, you all. Gary Payton. Was anybody a New Jersey fan? The famous Jason Kidd. who left New Jersey Nets and ended up in Dallas. And from Dallas, he became a coach for the Milwaukee Bucks, but they got rid of him. But it was because Jason Kidd, Milwaukee, had come up, but they got rid of him. Sad story. Oscar Robertson. Whoo! What a true legend you are. Unbelievable. And what is he? The 12-time NBA All-Star. You couldn't do nothing with Oscar Robertson. He was a genius. Serious. Not only for points, but for assists. It's dangerous, you all. We got Bird already, but we'll get him again. Just like we got Michael Jordan, we'll get Bird twice, okay? Hey, Bird was business. Bird was the business. Celtics versus the Bulls, all-time classic. Bird versus Jordan. Now, when you get off the elevator, this is what you will see high above center court. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to back up and see if I can get a whole view of that for you. When you're outside of this place, you will notice a big basketball stature dome, which represents where we're at right now, and it's all a circle. This is high above the court. You know, yeah, we don't pay attention to that because that's over with, right? Okay. Imprint on the game. And these prints that are on the wall on the basketballs are the hands of the actual person. We're walking around here, and who do we have? None other than the famous Muggsy Bogues, right? Remember this guy here from the Charlotte Hornets? Yeah. Poster of Pat Riley. And then you have Skylar Diggins Smith. She's 5'6". Next to that, you have Cynthia Cooper. I remember her, you all. Wasn't that Houston Comets, I believe? Then she played with Cheryl Swoops. Diana Taurasi. She played for the Mercury. Candace Parker again. She was downstairs on one of those showcase images that I showed you all earlier when we first came in. You got James Harden. Nothing needs to be said about this man. This game speaks for itself. And we're gonna go over here. A Star is Born. Does anybody know who that is? Does anybody know who that is? You got Kobe Bryant shoes, sneakers. They got a bunch of players up in here. These are the rookies of the year. I'm going to turn in a minute, you all. I'm going to turn in a minute and show you what's going on the court. Breaking the glass ceiling women who have dunked the basketball here. Elisa Leslie was what? Dunk her around the dub. Now I'm going to spin you around to here. And this is what's actually downstairs that's going on. Now if I was to give you all a circle, if I was to give you all a circular roundabout, this is what it will look like. This is what you will see when you come to the Basketball Hall of Fame in Springfield, Massachusetts. It is truly amazing. I think that was Dr. J's shirt. Yeah. And there's his gym shoe. Converse, man, of course. Unbelievable. Julia Serving shoe and Brittany Grenier sneakers. Those can't be Brittany shoes. Whose shoes are those? That's what it says, Brittany. Brittany Grenier. Wow. Look at those shoes. That shoe right there, that is Cheryl Swoop's gym shoe. Now, her feet look just as big as mine. I'm just saying. The buzzer beaters, you all. Secretary of Defense. Is that Kevin Garnett for the Boston Celtics from Chicago? And soon we're coming to the best in the game that ever made the game. We're coming to him in a minute. And it's not, what's his name? I can't even remember his name. LeBron James. It's not him, okay? Here we have Mr. Jason Tatum for the Boston Celtics. Everybody knows who he is. His game speaks for itself. But we're coming up on that man. We're coming up on that man. And here he is once again, Mr. Michael Jordan. Wow. The Bulls, baby. Mr. Shaquille O'Neal. This guy spent $70,000 in Walmart. The largest Walmart purchase ever. $70,000 he spent in Walmart. But if I'm not mistaken, he got clothing line in Walmart, right? Yao Ming. Y'all remember him? Yao Ming from the Rockets. I believe Elijah Wan helped train him. We're coming downstairs to the other floor in the Basketball Hall of Fame, where a game is born. And they have these things. I'm going to twist the camera here, right, for a hot second. I know you get different sizes of footage, but don't matter. And the game was born in 1891, December 21st. 13 original rules. Spirit, mind, and body. And here you have the father of basketball. Would that be James Naismith? I believe that's his name. And this here, you all, is the original Dr. J, which is James Naismith, the inventor of basketball and the first coach And where did he first coach? He first coached at Kansas University of the men's basketball team. First coach ever. And the first lady of basketball, and her name is Sandra Berenson of Northampton, Massachusetts. And this here, right here, this is the first basket. This is the first basket that they use, which is downstairs, which we'll get to in a minute. And over here,
Springfield, Massachusetts.
a game is born.
There, he developed a teaching philosophy rooted in a movement.
And on both sides are the 13 rules.
Naismith prioritized
And it was initially for 13 young boys to keep them out of trouble. And on this wall, we just have a showcase, a bunch of amateurs, and these are the uniforms that they wore. The AAU champion trophy. Does anybody remember what AAU means? Or do you just remember the NBA? Or the ABA? Is it ABA? American Basketball Association. Yes, that's what Kareem was first a part of when he was with the Milwaukee Bucks. Come around the corner here, you have another showcase. We're gonna get close. Philly Spas. You got some Eastern League championship here. On the road, teams like the original Celtics, the Philadelphia Spas, and the Harlem Globetrotters blazed a trail through every small town and remote hamlet on the map. So before it was the Philly 76ers, it was the Philadelphia Spas. And I didn't know that the Globetrotters were an original team of basketball. I just thought that they were some basketball experts, but not a basketball team. Had no idea. Did anybody else know that? Back in the day, anybody remember Meadowlark Lemon? Yeah, I had no idea that they were an original basketball team. 24 seconds to shoot, a lasting legacy. All-Star game. 1967, the East. Number 13. Does anybody remember who that was? I don't. And this next showcasing. What is this here? This here is the AAU National Basketball Championship of America, won by Phillips 66 basketball team in Denver, Colorado. Phillips 66 had a basketball team? Wow. And we know that's the gas station, okay? This is that case. Basketball comes of age. Chicago Gears. Does anybody remember the Chicago Gears? The travel bag belonged to Ray Krzyzewska. Wow. Not the Chicago Bulls. And then you had the Cleveland Rosenblums. Not the Cleveland Cavaliers, but the Cleveland Rosenblums. Now, this here, this is Rio Grande Bevo Francis. And this is his basketball. We talked about Will Chamberlain scoring over 100 points in one game. This guy scored 113 points. And this is the basketball. And who did he play for? Who did he play for? This is his jacket right there. So he played for the Indians, or I don't know. Rio Grande had a basketball team. Rio Grande had a basketball team. And Bevo Francis scored 113 points. And this is his jacket right here. Rio Grande. And this is that showcase, you all. And this is that showcase, you all. I had to zoom it out. Is that West? Jerry West, 22? I'm sure it is.
Between 1900 and 1950. In its early days, the game struggled to find its footing. The play was rough. The ball was unwieldy.
The birth of March Madness. Unbelievable.
Despite these early obstacles,
And this is the collegiate showcase, you all.
across the country,
And what you see here is the first black basketball team, the New York Renaissance and the Harlem Globetrotters. And as we know, the Harlem Globetrotters were the best of all teams that ever played. So you got the Bucks, Gramblings, Globetrotters, UCLA, USA. That was the Olympics, I guess. Comets. And you even have the Caps, whoever that is, which would be the jacket of Earl Lloyd, the NBA's 50th anniversary celebration, 1996. Not George Floyd, but Earl Lloyd. And this is the showcase. We're gonna move through here, you all. It's a lot to see here. All right, you all. This showcase here, I don't have to say anybody's name. Everybody knows these numbers and these players. Where is Tiny Archibald at, you all? I haven't seen him. And you know who else I haven't seen? I haven't seen LeBron James, which I'm so thankful for. Huh. I haven't seen him yet.
While you're exploring the exhibit galleries here at the Hall of Fame, I hope you appreciate it.
They have all of these little cubicles with televisions in them, telling you all about the game and whatnot. You all see this shoe? This shoe here is Shaquille O'Neal's shoe, and he wears a size 22. A size 22. That is unbelievable. Could you imagine having feet that big? We're back at another showcase. Larry Bird, the Skyhook King here, which is Kareem. We have the Euro step, but before we get to the Europe step, we got Kobe going in for a slam. .32. Oh, we got Jordan in between here. Oh, Michael Jordan. Then you got the no-look pass, which is none other than Magic himself. The crossover, Allen Iverson. None other than Allen Iverson. The three-point shot, who would that be? That's some Mercury chick. I forget her name, but do you all remember this female here for the comments that came from Tennessee? What was her name? I forget, but I mentioned her earlier. Tamika, Tamika something. Jason Kidd. Whoop! They was playing the Utah Jazz this time during that game. Showcases are outrageous, you all. Remember Kurt Rambis? Kurt Rambis was the Superman. Do you hear me? For the Los Angeles Lakers. Played with Magic Johnson, played with Kareem, played with Cooper, played with Worthy. Kurt Rambis was the man. He was the white Dennis Rodman. And we are now arriving at the wall of Kobe Bryant, the protege of Michael Jordan. Kobe's is in a league of his own, but he was inspired most definitely from Michael Jordan. He even said that he stole some of Jordan's moves to make him who he is. Kobe Bryant. I'm going to backtrack here for a minute. It's dedicated to Kobe. Kobe was a beast. That mailman, you all. That mailman, you all. Delivering the mail. Basketball legend. Kobe Bryant. And we are at another showcase. And there are Shaq shoes again. I think he has the biggest shoe in the NBA. I haven't seen one that is bigger than the 22, but there just may be. But I haven't seen them yet. Or I've missed them and haven't paid attention. But I think he's the biggest so far. I want to give you a full glass view casing of what's back here. That's what it looks like. And this here is the last, one of the last showcases on this floor, you all. Basketball Hall of Fame. Airtime. Nasty.